All right.
We're back.
I know we're back. We're always back, but yeah. Anyways, man.
Good morning.
I know.
Good afternoon. Clearly, Arian's just woken up. He's got two different hairstyles depending on which side of the head you look at.
Oh, yeah, it's bad. Bad hair. I'm gonna get a haircut, man. No worries by the next one. So yeah, it should be good. But yeah, man.
Your hair is looking like the right side of Liverpool's defense yesterday. Razzled, bruv.
Hey, listen, we'll get into that. You will get into that. I loved it, but we'll definitely get into that, man. But it's been good, man. How you been? How's everything for you and everything like that, man?
All good, man. How are you?
Let's go. All right, let's just
not
jump
feeling
into
great
it, man.
after yesterday's game, if we're being real. All
right.
So
we'll discuss
if
it,
you
man.
didn't know, 2-2 Liverpool and United yesterday. United got an absolute freak result. Probably deserved it, if not more, yesterday.
Bro,
what are your thoughts, Arian?
Okay, yeah, well, I was gonna say your thoughts, but because obviously you guys were at home. But for my thoughts, it was like, first of all, I feel like we definitely deserved to win that game a little bit more than Liverpool did. Liverpool had their chances as well. Like, we definitely gave up some chances to them, but not as much as you'd think we did, right? And usually in the last few years, especially away from home or even at home as well, yeah, when we play Liverpool, it's always going to be them dominating us majority of the game and, having maybe 20 shots to our 4, something like that, especially at Anfield. This game, a little bit more different, man. I saw us way more compact, controlling the game at really good stages. I thought like for about 60 minutes of that game, we did very good. 30 minutes of the game for you lot, you did really good as well. But I feel like we controlled the whole game. I think there was so much spaces as well, especially in the left side of our attack here, where where Trent and stuff was. And we're going to talk about Trent anyways, but we were so direct in those pockets, especially in the first half. First half was boring, of course. You guys probably should have beaten 1-0 up from one of your shots, but we should have also maybe drawn 1-1 or something like that with the Højlund one. But again, it was just more about like feeling each other out. But as the game progressed as well, like I saw us building up the confidence. We actually were much more attacking than we should have been. And I don't know if it was Liverpool kind of, dropping back in their positions, but I feel like we were just so more better in those areas. I think we were winning our duels across the pitch. Mainoo was winning duels, Ugarte was winning duels, everything like that. And it just kind of showed us, throughout the game, okay, United are actually playing really good. Like it's not Liverpool playing really bad. It's just United are playing much better. And it was like, and I said to you at halftime, hey, we should be beating you guys. Beating you guys is like you should be happy with just a 0-0 right now. What position you're in? And I was like, nah, this is a game against Liverpool.
Yeah, look, if I chime in now, me and Arian in a group chat with some other mates. Football's a big topic. Arian at halftime is saying it's sounding disappointed at a 0-0 going into halftime, saying, players like Ahmad should have had more touches in the box. And I'm thinking, hold on here. We have over double your points. Like I said yesterday, we have almost more points in the Champions League than you have in the Premier League. And this United fan is coming to me telling me, Ahmad should have more touches in the box. You should thank Lord Jesus himself. It's 0-0. Last episode you predicted, I'd be happy if we lost 3-0. Like, this is the mentality everyone was going in with. Like, United are going to get absolutely smoked. We were trashing every team we come across, and now you're talking to me about Ahmad should have had more touches. 0-0 is a very good result. Flatters you. Great result for you. The fact you didn't drop more points is amazing. You've pushed relegation another week. So let's not get carried away. But if we want to sum up that game yesterday, it was Trent, Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, total duels won in 90 minutes. They won one duel in 90 minutes.
Wow.
That's what I've seen. I mean, Trent definitely didn't win anything.
Bloody hell.
I think that one duel was won by Robertson. So there's no point, I think, talking about the overall game. I think we just talk about the people who cost Liverpool yesterday, because Trent was at fault for both goals. Now, Konate can't wash himself in glory either. He wasn't amazing in that game at all.
Oh, terrible.
But Trent, what the hell happened yesterday? What was he doing? Just all of a sudden we hear that he's going to be put on 300 grand a week, and he has that absolute madness of a performance. What the hell was he playing at? This is a United team that's been struggling on 4 losses in a row, and you play like that. I don't know what's going on.
Man, I couldn't believe the amount of space that guy gave up, the amount of tracking back, and this is where it comes back to mentality of a player. It's only 5 days in, and apparently Real Madrid have put in this 20 million bid in, or 25 million bid in to try to get him in right now, just to kind of flirt with him as well. He's probably already had a lot of those agent talks as well now, and he's probably even gotten the deal from Liverpool sent to him as well. So he's got a lot of things in his mind. But looking at it in the professional sense and the performance-wise, wow, that was just horrible watch from Liverpool's eyes. I mean, I was saying, like, keep attacking him, because I've said it multiple times. Like, whenever we play against Liverpool, like, I don't know why we don't have a system that attacks him more often. And we finally did that, obviously, with a fullback with Dalot, who just had his way with him. I mean, Dalot, the way he was just running through him all the time, it was crazy as well. And it's unfortunate that Dalot has to be that guy in that position, because if we had someone a little bit more clinical, or at least a little bit more direct with a left foot, I feel, oh my God, it would have been much worse for Trent. But yeah, what a bad thing, man. So
yeah, I mean, this is, I think, the sticking point for a lot of Liverpool fans yesterday. And I'll get on to the other side of why I feel Trent was being a bit. Ultimately, this was Slot's fault, because Trent has been amazing for most of the season. He had a terrible game.
Yeah. My guy is moving like Trent right now. He's lagging behind.
Where did I leave you at?
I forgot, man. It kind of just stopped here when you were like speaking right at the start, like.
Okay,
but yeah. Yeah, no, he done it again, man. Yeah. No worries, man. Leave and then join back in, man. But basically, yeah, just overall in the way Trent was doing it, like, I think there was only about 2 passes in that game where he did really good with it, where he got it towards Salah, and then he got a really good one across the pitch, towards, I think it was Curtis Jones, and that was about it. Other than that, just terrible throughout, positionally, mentality, and it's also not just him. Like, Konate was having a tough time as well. You could see, like, he could not, like, I mean, right at the end, the guy was like bobbling in his back, like dropping and everything like that. But man, that was just bad from both of those two right there. And that right side was getting left for dead on most periods of the game.
Back to the point I was trying to make earlier.
Yeah, go for it.
As bad as Trent might have been in that game, him as to keep trying and hopefully turn that performance up. The issue is Slot. You've got a player who's not performing well in the game. Why not pull him out earlier? Not doing it for us. Don't keep him on. He's usually quite quick with subs. We've seen him pull players at half time. He just kept persisting with Trent. Now, I get it, because there's also the point of view of it's a tough game right now. We may need someone to open up the game a little bit. Trent has that option. You can put one through ball in and you can score. Hold him back from making that change, but as soon as Bradley came on, he was so much more secure on that right-hand side. And
yeah. Oh. Yeah. His internet's a little bit cooked. But yeah, he's right about the whole Bradley part. You're speaking about Bradley, and then
Bradley.
Yeah.
As soon as he came on, we seemed a lot more secured, and he was actually giving us something offensively as well. You created chances. He had that moment where he skinned Bruno, went around him. Mm-hmm. If he had just put the ball across the box instead of straight at the keeper, maybe we could have scored. But look, hindsight's 2020. I don't think Slot made the right decision keeping Trent on for that long. But if Trent had produced a moment of brilliance, no one would be talking, right? And that leads me on to the point of, I feel like people are just piling on Trent because it's easy now. He's been this amazing player. Everyone's rated him up to now. Just like Slot, he had one bad game. Trent had one bad game. All of a sudden, he's terrible. Now, listen, there's frustrations with Trent because you can make mistakes, and I think fans will forgive you. But from him, it's not just a mistake issue. It's a lack of effort in key moments sometimes. That's what's killing us as fans. Because for that first Martinez goal, if you just give a bit more effort, you could potentially prevent that from going in. But he didn't. And that's frustrating to see because, look, okay, Trent made a terrible pass for the second goal, but is what it is. You know, sometimes these things happen. Not everything is going to come off, but to not try is so difficult to see and forgive. And I think that's where most fans are with Trent, as good as he's been, but also don't understand this complete U-turn that he's a terrible player. Okay, let him go to Real Madrid all of a sudden. Hold on. Because just last week, we were begging for him to stay. Now we've done a complete 180 U-turn and saying, take him, get rid of him. We don't want him anymore. Bradley will fill in. You know, I don't agree with that either. I think it's just another narrative that certain English players have with football fans. You know, you have players like Saka, Trent, Maguire. People just pile on them regardless if it makes sense or not. It's just they're just victims, the fans. And I don't agree with that because Trent has been phenomenal. He's given us 8, 9, 10 out of 10 performances for most of the season. He's had one terrible game. Arguably, the more of the manager's fault than his, because the player can only play as good as he can play for that moment.
Yeah.
But it's hard to see a player, like I said, not giving 100%. He might have been. It just doesn't look like he was trying for some of those goals, and I just don't understand what's going through his head there.
Exactly. I think it came down to mine, right? Because you got the January transfer coming in. First game of the year for Liverpool and for United as well. Big game against a weakened United team, and you go out there and you perform the absolute worst right now in the most must-win game for you lot, of course, because you guys always want to win against United. Same with us as well. We want to beat Liverpool all the time. Terrible. So it has to be something with the mindset right now of what's kind of led up in the last few days for him. I feel like Real Madrid has really stepped up their game right now and said, yeah, okay, listen, this is what we can provide you right now. And there was a whole big debate as well yesterday with Carragher and Sturridge as well, and they were all saying like, hey, listen, you've got one career and go out there and win it like a local lad, and do all of these things and everything like that. Yeah, so yeah. It was just bad performance overall. Yeah, but I do feel like it's gone down to those kinds of things where his mindset is like, okay, now is there a possibility for me to go ahead and sign that contract with Real Madrid for the summer or even right now and everything like that? And he's probably thinking to himself as well, like, okay, maybe I should actually leave Liverpool for this man because he doesn't need to do much. We've already said this as well. The guy does not need to prove himself to anyone. He's won more than Carragher. He's won more than Steven Gerrard, has done at the club. Go out there and become a legend in your own right, and 2 different clubs as well, and go out there and actually experience that.
I don't understand. He is already a legend for Liverpool. He's won everything. He's got an iconic moment, corner taken quickly. That's all Trent. We don't win that Champions League without Trent. Without Trent, we don't have that Champions League. At all. We don't have that amazing moment we created against Barcelona. It's weird. I don't know. He's just one of these players that fans just find it easy to go for. I don't think it's right. And I'm like, listen, you don't actually want to lose Trent. We know he's got defensive flaws, which he's actually improved on a lot this season. Okay, he had a bad game yesterday, and he should be criticized for it. But then you got twats like Roy Keane. He's not playing for Real Madrid. He's going to be playing for Tranmere Rovers if he's not careful. What's he talking about? This guy is just the most clickbait, selfish pundit I've ever seen.
Hey man,
he's just there to make he's just there to get a clip. No, but what's he talking about? No. Because when it's their mates Ollie and whoever, they don't say these things, do they? They don't say it. They're very they've got moral high ground then, or they've got principles. Yeah. Trent has had one bad game. Why are we piling on? Criticize him, fine. But to say he should be playing for Tranmere Rovers, come on, mate. What are you talking about?
But
nonsense.
To be honest, the way the game was trending, it was right. It was like that. Like he definitely looked like a Tranmere Rovers player in that way. But man, I get it. I get the whole pile up on him right now because listen, I think it goes back to being first of all an English player, but also being a homegrown player as well. You've got way more pressure in that system as well. Same way with us as well, because when you're homegrown, yeah, we expect you to always have and maintain a level for your club because you actually came from the system. You grew up there. You should be playing much better. You can't be just. And if you stayed in your club for more than 5 seasons, that means that you've at least shown yourself to be someone there at the club. That's why I get onto players like Rashford as well, because you should be that homegrown guy for us here, but you're stinking up all the time. Trent as well right now, yeah, it's kind of like, okay, you've been in a golden era of Liverpool right now, and you're stinking it up in these kinds of games as well, and now you're flirting with a move away and stuff like that at your peak, and you're gonna do it for free as well and everything like that. So there's fans. I don't see a lot of Liverpool fans piling up on him a lot, anyways. I feel like a lot of them are just upset right now with the game and how it went. But
Liverpool fans have taken it really personally when it comes to
that cut off again, man. But yeah, no, I agree with that personal side, man. They are taking it a lot more personal because they just don't want to.
Taking it personal because they feel like he's said yes.
Oh man, lagging again. Lagging up, man. Lagging up. Yeah.
I don't know if you caught any of that.
No, I didn't hear that personal side. Try again, and if not, yeah, I'll kind of finish it off for you, man. We'll go for it. No, it's fine, man. But anyways, man, no, I agree in terms of going personal towards him, yeah, because obviously he's the local lad, isn't it?
What I say is because they feel as if he's already said yes to Real Madrid by not saying no, and that's not really how it works. Then, like I said last episode, then negotiations, just like Liverpool haven't said anything, neither has.
Yeah. Yeah, damn it, it's cutting off again, man. But yeah, neither side have said anything about it, man. It's just it is what it is, man. With right now with Liverpool and everything like that. But again, for United, man, I just hope that this can be a turn for us. Like we have so much good things trending for our side as well. Let's see where it goes, man. Well, we've got next week as well with the FA Cup, and then afterwards, Premier League and stuff like that. So I hope progression happens and it keeps up, man. But in terms of speaking to our FA Cup opponents, man, we'll speak about a little bit of Arsenal because, man, they dropped it dirty, man. And this club has been doing it all year long, time wasting, and now at the end, where they needed a little bit more time, to go out there and win a game, instead of drawing it as they did, Oh, where's the time? Where's the extra time? You guys wasted all that time on the floor, taking long on your free kicks, taking long with your corners, everything like that, and now you guys want to complain about those things as well, man. But listen, for Arsenal side, it looked really bad, man. It was a bad game for them to kind of go through it and lose as well. I mean, not lose, draw 1-1 as well. And people saying controversy about that whole penalty. Nah, I get it was controversial on that penalty, but I think it was a right decision because it has happened before, but it's a weak one.
You actually think that? Seriously? After what happened to United with De Ligt at West Ham, I think it's wrong because, listen, if you're given a penalty clash that Saliba supposedly caused, which I don't even agree with that, he actually does touch the ball first. So it discredits that. So what's the penalty for? And two players are going to jump for the ball. Sometimes they'll clash heads. I mean, we can't start giving penalties for this. This is insane. Because then now centre backs, defenders, any player in the box can't jump for a header. It's just insane, no? Because now the attacking player has such a big advantage because they can always jump for it. They give a foul, it's a foul. They don't really lose much. As a defender, you have to almost accept that you could potentially score every single time by not jumping up. If we start giving red cards for this, the game is gone. referees are over engineering this game. I don't know what they're doing. We don't have to have rules for everything. Like, two players jump for a ball, they might clash heads. It's not intentional. They're both going for the ball. Play on. What are we doing? We're killing the sport like this. When last few times I've been to watch football live, I'll be honest, every time the ball has been stopped and the player's gone down for an injury, I lose interest. I want to go home. I'm bored. It's taken 15 minutes to restart. It's going again.
Yeah.
This is boring. It's not why I watch football. End of the day, we choose to watch football. End of the day, we see it as entertainment. If it's not
cooked up internet, yeah. But yeah, I get the reason I would say it was probably the right decision is because of the clash of the heads. I think okay, he won it first, of course, but at the same time, I feel like okay, it was a headbutt straight towards him as well, like that as well. So that's why it was close, isn't it? It was very light. It was a very light penalty to give away. Like that's a foul in the middle of the pitch. But obviously in the box, of course, it's a little bit more different. You actually have to be more stoned. Yeah, you could say right. It was a little bit similar to how De Ligt was with West Ham, and then with Danny Ings and stuff like that. But for my take as well, I was kind of happy just to see that. So Arsenal do drop points, but again, they're all pissed off with what happened with the United game and everything like that, man. So they can be pissed off, but right now for what they did, but they've got a big game to kind of focus on right now against Newcastle and stuff like that. But overall in that game, talking about how they played, like shocking again, man. Like as soon as Wanyeri went off, I don't know why he went off at halftime as well. I know he had a yellow card, but I don't know why he went off at halftime. All of a sudden, it's like, what the hell's going on? All of a sudden they just start playing a more conservative way, not being direct anymore, not even creating anything like that, just relying on set pieces, and they're taking long with the set pieces as well. Like I saw Declan Rice, apparently, like there was a lot of fans were getting on to him as well, like not just doing anything on the ball and actually just focusing on, okay, when he gets a set piece, just whipping the ball in and that's it. So Arsenal can't be relying on these things, and everyone has said it as well. Yeah, like you can't win a league, with just those set pieces and relying on them the whole time. And they've basically been focused on that the whole time, and now it's kind of like it's not worked out for them as well. So yeah. What about you?
I mean, look, that penalty in my eyes was BS. Should never have stood. I think it robbed Arsenal when if Arsenal had won that game, Liverpool dropped points. Okay, it's with a game in hand that Liverpool have, but I think it would have put Arsenal in a much stronger position. I don't think people will be so negative towards Arsenal if that wasn't the case. And ultimately, they're not that far away. Of course, this is assuming Liverpool don't win the next game. 6 points is not a disaster. They were about this far away this time last season. So I think there's still all to play for. Liverpool can still slip up. It's not a sealed deal as people are making it seem. I think Arsenal done really. I think it was a terrible decision against them. I think they have every right to feel like they were robbed, especially in a race where they're not looking as strong as they used to, but they're still within the contention of a title race. I think if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd feel hard done by, but nothing you can do now. You're just going to have to move on. It's not like these referees are going to come and admit, we messed up.
And listen, if we have more time for the referees, I could go in about how the United game was full of referee decisions, but I'm not going to go into that because I don't like blaming the referees like that. But again, that's another whole story that we can kind of speak about. But Arsenal dropped the points, well done to them, man. Now you guys are back on track, back into your losing streak now. No Saka, fuck you guys. But anyways, man, let's speak about Tottenham. Because, man, Tottenham are
Ange giving a strange interview once again, just very passive-aggressive. I don't know what his problem is. Listen, the journalist's job is to ask you questions. If you don't want to speak to the journalist, don't speak to the journalist. You can just go home.
Yeah.
He's also getting on my nerves a little bit. Well, look, I think fans are also being a little bit harsh on him because, like I said last time round, Spurs fans want exciting football but don't want to lose. Spurs fans don't want boring Conte football because they want exciting football. But then when that exciting football comes with more risk and you could potentially lose games, they don't like that. They got to pick what they want. And also, Ange has lost a lot of his first team for a large part of the season. Arsenal lost. Shut up about it for weeks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think, look, I don't see Spurs as a particularly good side, but I think they've been, they've had a very tough squad to deal with. And I don't think it's worth sacking Ange. I think Ange is still a good option for Spurs. I think he's just got to be patient. He hasn't had his defenders for a large part of the season. Anyone would struggle with that.
Yeah, but statistically, if we're looking at it like that, yeah, it's like they 2 months without a win at home, in the Premier League is bad for them, especially like that.
It's bad, but you don't have your whole back line. What you're meant to do? They lost their second goalkeeper as well now. What they meant
I know. They just signed a goalkeeper as well, yeah, from Czech Republic as well, yeah. So these are trying to stockpile and stuff, but right now, if I'm Ange as well, like I'm demanding defenders. I'm demanding more players into my team. I know they had the flu and stuff like that, or there was a whole illness bug that was happening for Spurs lead up to that Newcastle game. But man, like you could still see the style of play is still there. Like they should have at least gotten a draw or win even against Newcastle, because they were actually very good in that second half and they were actually attacking them and stuff like that. But it's obviously when you look at it on paper and the wins and losses, because that's obviously how football is determined right now for a manager to still continue. It's not looking good at all, man. Whether he has all his players or not, of course, that's always going to lead a bad way for you, of course, to not get the results that you want. But he needs to kind of fix up on some point, or just demand something else from the club, because they desperately need something like that. Like Dragusin was terrible the last game as well, and even players that like at the back here, they were forced to play, what's his name, Jed Spence, and Reguilon had to get a game. Like by the way, Reguilon is a guy and wants nothing to do with him. He's just there for vibes. But for some reason,
Reguilon is one of the worst players. I don't know how he's fluked a career at the clubs he's been at. He's been at the best teams in the world. How the hell he's done that? And God knows what money is on. I don't even want to know, because you'll put me in a hole knowing that guy earns that much money and he's absolutely terrible at what he does.
I love Reguilon.
He doesn't do anything.
But but anyway, they were forced to play him as well. So that's how depleted they are as well right now. Yeah, and I can't wait to see the lineup that they put against Liverpool. Yeah, at home, it's gonna be fun to watch. Whatever happens in that game, it's just gonna be fun to watch, isn't it? But man, it's right now, of course, going into that Newcastle game. Like obviously, Newcastle just look like bullies right now. They can't do nothing wrong. Obviously, they'll make a few mistakes here and there. They gave the goal away very early, and then obviously they scored the goal next as well. And by the way, we have to kind of speak about that goal, with Joe Linton, because listen, it was a clear handball. I thought that was way worse than what happened with the Arsenal game as well. I thought that was.
Well, that's what Andrew's saying. If things were equal and balanced, that's what he's getting at, because we know managers can't even talk about referee decisions without getting I think that's ridiculous. That's a fundamental change that needs to happen. A manager, a player should be able to criticize, because if they're wrong, everyone knows they're wrong. If they're right, they're right. As long as you're not abusive, then what's wrong with it? What's wrong with saying, well, the referee absolutely cocked that up, because he did?
That was nasty. I can't even believe yet they even checked it on VAR and said, I think I was watching the commentary on TNT anyways, and they said, yeah, they agree with that decision because it should have been played on. And I was like, nah, man, if it's a lead up to a direct goal like that, that's bad. I don't care if your arms are if it's on the side. As soon as it hits your arm like that, because that's part of the body that literally just deflected off it and hit off towards a goal, like 5 seconds later. So for me, it was definitely shouldn't have stand a goal, but
Spurs, I think Spurs fans are asking for a little bit too much. I think just stay patient. He hasn't had his squad. Levy needs to get the checkbook out and sign a bunch of defenders. Even once doing that, you still have to warm them into the team and everything, but they're going to need a short-term fix, or buy someone who you think could fit into your starting lineup, because Ange's starving right now and there's not much he can do. He's just in a bad situation.
Man, how much patience can you be though when you're 10th though? That's the thing, man.
What manager could fix that? No manager can fix that.
Yeah.
You're asking
And then
for the impossible. You can bring in a new manager just for the ceremonial effect, but it's not going to do anything. The manager's still going to wake up first press conference. Well, I don't have a back line at all. I'm having to play. He's going to recharge, like they're going to pull someone from the stands and listen, you're going to have to fill in our right back, man. We ain't got nothing else.
I think
Anyway,
Spurs, yeah, they're just
moving
tired
on
of
from
what.
Spurs. Pep maybe back in his groove. 2 back-to-back wins. Is he back in the title race? Who knows?
I wouldn't say back in the title race, but he's back. He's back winning. 2025. He won his last game in 2024. Now he's got one in 2025. And listen, he deserved it as well. Like I was watching a bit of that game mainly. I wasn't like I kind of knew as well. Like West Ham were kind of lay arse towards them and stuff like that. And towards Man City.
Listen, I don't think anyone expected West Ham to do anything. They're a terrible side. They got a terrible manager. They're genuinely a terrible team. So expected to win City. It was only a matter of time before City turned this around and start to perform again.
And right now, of course. By the way, your Haaland pick as captain finally paid off as well. So you finally got some.
I've had Haaland captain since the beginning, and it's absolutely ruined me on fantasy football. But finally came good. 26 points. I'll take it.
We got to speak. Yeah, we got to speak about Savio, man. Savinho. He played really good, and that's all that City wanted as well from their wingers, because now he's scoring goals, but also he's popping up with big assists as well. Obviously the first goal was a deflection, right? But then the crosses that he was doing towards Haaland, being more direct, the way he skinned the players up as well, it was like, wow, he was doing very well, So
he was good. Again, shows how fickle fans are. Last week he's the worst winger in the world. This week he's absolutely amazing. I think this is how football is. Don't listen to the Twitter fans. They criticized Slot this week, Trent, Savinho last week. Now he's the best. Haaland last week. Now he's the best. It's how football is. Don't listen to the noise. Everyone is so reactionary. Everyone suddenly Slot is not good manager because he drew to United. Let's be real. This is just how fans are. If you know your football, good players always show themselves eventually, despite bad form. And I think now City I don't know if City will put any stress on Arsenal or Liverpool this season, because maybe they're a bit too far behind now. But I wouldn't be surprised if they went a normal City-style form of run of form and just won most of their games. They have the quality. They showed that early in the season. They had the massive blip that maybe proved to be larger than a blip. But I think City can go on and win tons of games from here.
But they can. Right now they can as well. But also for Man City, watch them out in the transfer window, man. They're so active. Like they got Marmoush apparently coming in very soon. They've got their centre back from Lens as well. So if they can get those players in and also just change up the dynamic, maybe get in that midfielder as well, then it's going to be a lot more scarier for them, and they're going to end up obviously doing better. It's only time with something like Pep. That's why we said enjoy those moments, enjoy those 2-3 months of them failing, because we only this club is going to be.
We don't know how long it'll last.
Yeah,
exactly. Pep is still Pep.
Yeah, they'll spend 100 million right now, and then they spend 200, 300 million in the summer. So either way, they're going to be fine. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I think let's leave it there for today. My internet was atrocious, but I hope you got the gist of what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
we'll be back for an FA Cup edition. Guys then.
Yeah, and a post match for the League Cup. Yeah, but we'll discuss those when those happens. Like I said,
by then, if anyone wants to donate to us, just drop us a comment on YouTube. Hopefully, we can give Arian a haircut next episode. I know he's been struggling.
I'll get that sorted, man.
Cost of living crisis. We need all the help we can get. So
that
we get.
I'll get that sorted. No worries.
We haven't got a Patreon set up because we don't want to be those guys. But I might link Arian's Instagram in the comments. Just chuck something at him.
Oh, we'll figure something out, man. But I'll get a haircut. No worries, man. I'll book it right now. So yeah. But anyways, take care, guys, man. All the best. We'll see you guys later.
See you.